This is Ryan Thompson, Assistant AD for Athletic Communications here at Davenport University. And today we're previewing the Outdoor Nationals in the NCAA Division II. Joining me is Noah Dooley and head coach Scott Cook. Noah, we'll start with you. A grad student from Waterford, Michigan. You're going to compete in the decathlon. At what point in your high school career did you think this is something that you'd want to do in college?
Well, I played some football, basketball, golf, and baseball in high school. So I always knew I kind of had a little bit of ability to do different things. After my senior year, I did AAU track. Well, I did AAU track after my junior year and after my senior year. But going into college, I was just going to sprint at where I went first. But I wanted to do another event. So I was kind of trying to work high jump. So I wanted be able to do like the 100, 200 and high jump. And then my coach was like, well, why don't you get over here? Why don't we hurdle? Like, we've talked about the deck, like, let's do the deck. And it went pretty well for me. I picked up hurdles decently. The jumps came decently, and I was always fast. And I figured it would be something that took a lot of work, but seemed like something I would really enjoy. So yeah, after my senior year of high school and that summer is where I really got into it big time.
For those of us that are joining us today, talk to the people about what the decathlon means in terms of just being able to pace yourself and have enough energy to compete all of those events.
Yeah, it's so hard. Like, there's nothing. It's just really hard. You have to train for it. Practice has to go well. Staying healthy is a huge part. But just like many other sports or skills, it's one step at a time. You have to be a 100 runner, and then you have to be a long jumper, and then you have to be a thrower, a high jumper, and then you got to run the 4. Then that's the first day. So it's really about trusting your training and just trying to prepare your body. We do a good job here. There's a lot of meets where, Coach Jeremy puts me in, and I'm doing 4 events in a random indoor meet or a random outdoor meet. And that stuff really helps you. If we can, a lot of times we just load up on the regular season meets where we're not doing a whole multi, and that helps prepare you. So yeah, just loading up in practice and loading up in regular season meets as much as you can, as much as our bodies allow us to. I feel like that's what helps prepare me the most. But just knowing in my head, I'm like, yeah, something's gonna hurt at some point. It's a miracle that doesn't happen, but yeah.
So coming into this, you qualified for the Nationals. You're actually the 6th best point total in Division II this season in the outdoors, 7,172 points. You broke the GLIAC record, outdoor meet record in that event, which I think stood for about 7 years. What was that moment like for you?
It was pretty special. I've had a lot of really close moments, I would say, in my 4 years I've been competing. Like a lot of moments where I was kind of right there, and I didn't get it. And that's always sucked. It's always sucked because I've always, kind of been that guy, but there was just something special going on those 2 days, and I kind of knew it. It was a really good day one, but, there was no smiles after day one. My parents and probably coaches, family, friends, everyone knew, like, wow, that's a great day one, but I didn't really care. I knew there was still a really long ways to go. Just getting over a bar and pole vault in the multi is that's when it really gets going. It's like once you clear a bar and pole vault, then you can kind of be like, all right. But no, it was so special. The last 2 events, just those, javelin and the 1500, those aren't what I'm best at. I don't score a whole lot of points there. And then I somehow managed a PR in javelin, and then going to the 1500, we knew it was really possible. And, Coach Jeremy and Coach Cook were putting in some incredibly slow times that I could run in the 1500 and still get the record. And I was like, I don't want to run slow. Like I want to slaughter this record. And coming down the 100 stretch, I could see the clock, and I knew I was going to do it. And yeah, kind of all hit me. I, went and celebrated with my mom, dad, and grandpa in that order. But yeah, it was just so special to finally, it felt like the work paid off. And I've tried not to think about it too much because, we got this meet coming up, and I want to have that moment again. But yeah, it was probably as special as anything's been in my career so far.
Yeah, you'll begin on Thursday at 10:30 a.m. in the 100-meter dash. That'll be the first of the events for you. You guys will be going to Allendale, Michigan, a place you've been numerous times over the years. How rewarding do you think it's going to be to actually compete in the nationals in the state of Michigan? And do you plan on having a lot of fans or family and friends there with you?
Well, I hope I give them, something to really cheer about, hopefully. But we'll have some teammates there. I've already had some teammates say that they're going to be there. They're going to be watching. Last year I went to watch, and I'm glad I went to watch. It was a good experience, but yeah, having my mom wasn't able to make indoor nationals, which was my first national meet. She'll be there outdoors. My dad and grandpa, who are, if you're around our team, are at everything. They'll be there, and honestly, having those three there, that's enough for me. But yeah, having some extra people there will be cool. I mean, familiarity with the track. I don't really care for going on a flight, traveling anywhere. I care about going to this, this national meet and competing well. So I know I can compete well at Grand Valley. I've done it. I mean, just 3 weeks ago was when I put up my mark there. So yeah, I mean, it'll be cool to have those extra fans there, a couple extra teammates, maybe a couple extra family members, but as long as the band gets there, that's kind of all I really care about.
Well, good luck to you, Noah, as you compete here starting on Thursday. And we'll move now to you, Coach Cook. I mean, this has been a really good outdoor season for you guys in general, probably one of the best in school history. So you also have Emma Schafer. We'll start on the women's side. She's going to compete in the heptathlon, and that gets underway also on Thursday at 11 a.m. The first event for her will be the 100-meter hurdles. Talk about Emma and what she's really just meant to your program and what she can expect here in the upcoming event on Thursday.
Yeah, another one of our athletes. All the athletes going are ranked in the top 10 in their respective events, which is awesome. So we expect those kids to go and do what they're capable of doing, and putting up some good marks. But yeah, I mean, Emma is, just means everything to our program.
Sure. And then we'll talk about, Claude Oaker. I mean, somebody that is third right now in the hammer coming into this outdoor meet. He had a throw of 2:17.3 at that Davenport Invitational earlier this year. He's going to compete on Thursday at 12:30. You just talk about him as well and the mark he made earlier in this year, and what do you expect from Claude?
Yeah, I mean, I expect Claude to do really well. I mean, he's been really consistent this year. That's been probably the big difference over him from last year, but also just like a kid that deserves to be there. The amount of work he's put in, just super proud of him.
And then finally, we'll talk about Isaiah Schafer, somebody that already is a national champion in the indoors. He's going to compete in the shot put and the discus. He comes in 8th nationally in the shot put and a 10th in the discus. The only Panther that's going to compete in more than one event for you guys. So what do you think Isaiah's chances are of maybe even repeating as a national champion, or at least becoming an All-American here in the outdoor meet?
Yeah, repeating's tough, whether you're the number 1 seed or the number 20 seed or whatever. A unique thing about track and field is we do add a bunch of teams when we go outdoor, teams out down south and teams out west, warmer climates that just don't do indoor. So that obviously makes it a little more difficult when you add a bunch more teams. But yeah, I mean, you step in the ring, anything can happen. I mean, he stepped in the ring last year, I think one of the last seeds in the discus, and made finals and was a honorable mention All-American there. So I watched practice yesterday. He had an unbelievable practice in the shot put. So again, what Noah said earlier, like our kids are familiar with that area. There's not a lot of anxiety about going to Grand Valley. There's no weird buildup as far as travel and sleeping in a funny place and going to weird restaurants and stuff like that. When you get to a national championship, probably in any sport, coaches always say, well, just treat it like any other meet, just treat it like any other game. But yeah, Thursday morning, we're getting in a van, we're going to Grand Valley. How many times have we done that this year, last year? It's going to feel like a normal meet. It's just, there's going to be fancier signs up.
Right. And, Isaiah will compete in the discus on Friday at 2:00 and the shot put Saturday at 3 p.m. For Coach, just the last question for you. We talked about earlier just what an outdoor season you guys have had. Kind of put in perspective, and you've been here a long time. How does this outdoor rank with some of the other seasons you've had here at DU?
I think the big thing is, this is what we've been preparing to do. And often you prepare and you hope things go your way, and this happens, that happens, crazy weather, whatever, and you fall a little short. And that didn't happen this year. We set out to do some stuff, to be GLIAC runner-up. That was a goal for the women scored like twice as many points at the conference championship than they ever had. Indoor and outdoor combined, we broke over 20 school records. But just like kids that just came every day and didn't get rattled and put the work in, and it didn't matter if it was snowing, it didn't matter if it was cold, because at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. You got to go out there and perform and do your best. And our kids were able to come through and just do their job. So that's the most gratifying thing, to set a goal and meet it.
Yeah. Well, best of luck to the 4 competitors this weekend, Noah, including yourself and Coach Cook. So we're just looking forward to it, watching you guys compete. Everything will be on NCAA.com. If you go there, you can check out some live video as it appears. And also DUPanthers.com. There's live results on that webpage. Also information about buying tickets if you want to attend at Grand Valley State. So thanks, gentlemen, and good luck this weekend.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.